All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another live stream. Could be possibly, let's see if we can get anybody to join. And once we do, just let me know if you can hear me. All right, so definitely want to do a stream with you guys tonight. Since we have some time here. Got the review posted earlier today. What's up, Pedro? Yes, you are first. That's true. Mr. Dilly John, how you doing? So we got the premiere for The Walking Dead season 11 tonight, guys. Oh man, it's pretty exciting. Josh, what's up? Dwayne, how you doing? And so I posted the review for it earlier on tonight. We'll try to keep it mostly spoiler-free if people haven't seen it, but we may get into, it depends. I can't control the chats and see what you guys have to say. What's up, J-Spot? How you doing, man? Steve says, first episode was off the hook. I'm sorry, Josh. Your whole family got the TS19. That's awful, man. I hope you're doing okay, man. Let's see what we got here. Let me just turn everything on here in the stream, make sure everything is good. So we got some new details from Norman Reedus about the Daryl Carroll spinoff series and what is going to be included in that, or just some first details about it. So we can take a look at that pretty soon here and see. James Stewart brought up a really good question, which is next week's episode 2, for The Walking Dead Season 11, Archeron Part 2, is it going to be next weekend? And unfortunately, James, I'm not sure, because I think this one aired a week early. I don't know if every episode is airing a week early, or if it's going to be, airing the week after, because we got this one a week early. So I'm not sure if with this release, I'm not sure if like every episode is going to be a week early. I don't think they usually do that, but I've seen some conflicting information about that. So whether or not Archeron Part 2 is going to be next weekend, or if it's going to be the weekend after, I guess we'll have to wait and see. If anybody knows, you can post it in the chats, so I can see and so we can see, because I'm really not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be next week. Thanks, Dory. Let me know if they say when episode 2 is going to air, what the premiere date is, because with them, I think that next weekend is probably just the premiere for everybody who doesn't have AMC Plus. Most likely the Thursday after, the weekend after, we'll get episode 2, Archeron Part 2. But I enjoyed this one a lot, man. It was a lot of fun. Really loved it, and so yeah, man, really some great stuff with this episode. We'll go through some comments that have been posted from you guys in the review video and whatnot, and give our thoughts on what we've seen in this episode. See, Benny, I'll try to keep it spoiler free mostly. But we'll see where we get into it. If we go too far for you, there's like, in terms of this episode, I won't say too much about it, but there isn't anything like that we could spoil too bad for you in this episode. Like there isn't like an A-list major character death or something in this episode that I would ruin for you or something. So we'll try to keep it mostly spoiler free, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. My review that I posted earlier does have spoilers in it, so just a heads up for that it does have spoilers, like all my reviews usually do. So that's 23 episodes left, and then The Walking Dead is over. So so we're marching ever closer to the end of Walking Dead. So let's go through the Daryl and Carol stuff. I hope that didn't mess up my sound. Just had a bug in here. Let's see what he said about the spin-off series. Hey, thanks for joining God Shacky Sack, and thanks for joining Evan and Guts as well. Thanks for joining, and Eric as well too. Okay, so Eric, so have most of you guys not seen the first episode yet? Is that the case? I think that it seems like that's probably the case, that most of us haven't seen it just yet, right? There's a few people watching it. See, Benny says that Kang is on Talking Dead right now, so that's cool. So if most of you guys have not seen the season 11 premiere yet, we'll try to keep it mostly spoiler free. Please write through and let me know. But as far as the Daryl Carroll spinoff, did they refuse to answer whether or not Rick is coming back? Yeah, yeah. They probably would want to do that. So MovieWeb's got it as far as Daryl and Carol and the spinoff series. So as you guys know, The Walking Dead is going to be finishing up in the next year and a half here, and then after that, we're going to get to see the Daryl Carroll spinoff series. To follow it up with, hopefully the next year. I think they have sort of made it sound like we're going to see the Daryl Carroll spinoff series the following year. So it won't be like 5 years later or something we get a spinoff. It's supposed to be following it the next fall, I think. So we'll see about that. That's, at least so far as I know, that's what we've been led to believe, is that the Daryl Carroll spinoff will be the year after The Walking Dead ends. So the Daryl and Carol spinoff won't look anything like The Walking Dead, according to Norman Reedus. It's going to have a completely different tone to its predecessor. And so he gives up a little bit, but not too much. It says, quote, I can't tell you a whole lot about the spinoff, but I can tell you that it won't look anything like The Walking Dead, Reedus said. When answer to a fan question for IMDb. It won't look like an episode of The Walking Dead with just Daryl and Carol. It'll be completely different. So what he means by that, well, I guess we'll have to wait for the spinoff to see what that is. But I would not be surprised if there were like further time skips in between. If the location was different, they've mentioned New Mexico already, so that could be kind of cool. And I'm also not certain about how many walkers will be alive at that point, because if they do another major time skip for the end of The Walking Dead, it could get to a point where there's hardly any walkers around, and it's more like a dystopian future type series, something like that, of them kind of going to New Mexico, traveling around maybe a little bit. That could be kind of cool to see something like that. It says, we've definitely talked about how we think we land them and where they kind of tip off to in the new show, Kang recently told Deadline podcast. We have pitched out what we think is the pilot, and it's all in development, which is on its own schedule. Things are still in the process of being broken by beats and written and all that, but at least we have a plan which hopefully will work out. So, and then it says here, we'll see Daryl and Carol returning in 2023. So it's 2021 right now. 2022 will finish off the Walking Dead series. And then, the next year after, you get the Daryl Carol spinoff. But we also don't know how many, episodes it's going to be. Or, is there a possibility that in the Daryl Carol spinoff there won't even be zombies? Is that possible? Is it possible that it'll be so far in the future that there won't be any zombies at all in the Daryl Carol spinoff? That's probably a possibility. I guess we'll see what it shows. Man. So that's for that. That's as much as we pretty much got right now for the Daryl Carol spinoff series. It does sound like it's going to be good, and that would be the year following when The Walking Dead actually does end. So, next year. So that could be kind of cool. Let's see. Tim F. said, JDM said in an interview, Negan will have to kill Maggie this season if he wants to survive. That's tricky. So JDM will have to kill Maggie Negan will have to kill Maggie if he wants to make it. Leaving wouldn't be an option. This is so fun, right? We'll have to I have to see what happens with that. So could Maggie be killed off before the end of the series? It's probably a possibility, or Negan gets killed off by the end. Maybe that's more likely that Maggie kills Negan by the end of the show or something. Like maybe Negan goes back to the villain side again, and he becomes like a hardcore villain again, that type of thing. And then by the time the Walking Dead series wraps up, he could be like one of the big final deaths, or maybe he redeems himself by the very end or something, does some kind of, action, which is, not self-serving, but is in support of the others, because we don't see him do that recently, let's just say it that way. So, okay. Let's go through your guys' comments that you guys mentioned. We got Steven Spedin, who said first episode was off the hook. Josh S. Said that his whole family has the TS19, which is, oh man, that's so awful. Sorry to hear it, Josh. So it spread between all you guys like right away, and that's really rough, man. I'm sorry to hear it, and I hope you guys are okay and everything. And did any of you guys get the jab first and then get it after, or what was the case as far as that goes? Okay, let's see. We got those. So YSL Christian said, how good was the first episode, 1 to 10? I'd say probably a 9.3 was what I rated it in my review. And so that's kind of the way I felt about it. It was really great and everything. The only thing about it is, and this won't be spoilers, but certain parts are pretty dark. They're kind of a little bit hard to see, which is okay for the scare, the horror aspect. But parts of it are dark, and then other parts are really bright. Like certain scenes are really bright, certain scenes are dark. It's a little bit back and forth as far as that goes. But the stuff at the Commonwealth is like just okay right now. It's not the Commonwealth stuff's not amazing. It's just all right from what we've been seeing so far. Let's see. Dwayne Lee said that left me wanting more, but she appears way more in the trailer than just the subway. Yeah, like, do I think that's going to be it? Like the cliffhanger thing? No, I don't think that's going to be. I don't think they're going to do that just yet. No, I don't think so. But it'll be exciting as the series gets closer to the end, because we could see a lot of character deaths. Like we could see a lot of different. Like Negan could be an example. Maybe Negan will be killed off by the end of the season, right? If JDM's saying that Negan and Maggie can't coexist, then if one of them has to go, I would probably suspect that by the end of the series they'll probably take Negan out. I would think at some point. So, and there'll be others like that too, because you don't, aside from Daryl and Carol with their spinoff, you don't need that many there to survive. You can just have like a handful of survivors there from the series, and that's basically it, right? You don't have to have everyone there. But how does Michonne and Rick and how does that faction fit into it? I'm really not sure. I guess we'll have to see how they manage to get the pieces of the puzzle together here for the movies. And Michonne being gone, will she return before the series is over? Have to wait and see, right? So, okay, let's see. Tim F said that his brother got the jab, and still got the vid, and almost died. So I'm sorry to hear that, Tim. I'm glad your brother is okay if he made it and everything. That sounds really bad. And definitely a lot of confusion and conflicting reports about if you get this, what is it like if you get the TS19 after you've gotten this? That's kind of weird, because I think originally everybody wanted to get this because they were told and led to believe that if they got these, then they couldn't get it, and that it wouldn't be a factor. They could move on in life, but that's not what we're hearing, and that's not what we're seeing. I guess they're trying to say it's if you get this, then, and if you get TS19, then it's not as serious as otherwise. That's kind of what they're trying to say. But I don't know, man. It's so much confusion. Last 2 years, like there's a Disturbed song which is called "Land of Confusion," which I really like. So just think about the last 2 years and think about like Land of Confusion. That's kind of what. That's what I'd say that we're living through, is total, absolute confusion, and a lot of back and forth, and a lot of, okay, this is right, that's wrong. If you get this, then you don't have to wear one of these, right? You don't have to wear one of these everywhere, and then you get it, and then, oh no, you still have to wear one of these, and then just absolute, and oh, you get the two, but that's not good enough because there's this, and you got to get a third. Absolute confusion, right, everywhere. It's really crazy stuff. What we're living through. Okay, let's see. Dory says, "Yep, Trev watching Talking Dead now. Love the premiere." And Eric, yo, what's up, Trev? Maybe, possibly, could be. Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's see. Josh said, been 13 days since I lost a taste and smell. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, my heart's out to you, Josh. I pray for your well-being and your family and everybody, and hope everybody's all right. That really sucks, man. Hope you're okay, dude. Okay, let's see. Thanks, L2. And I am doing very well. Thank you very much. Steve Young says, Yo, Trev, I am from the UK. Great Britain. Does Rick come back this season? I don't know, Steve. He asked me if Rick comes back. Like, I don't know. I think Andrew Lincoln's filming a horror movie in Vancouver, somewhere in Canada. So I have absolutely no clue. I have no idea. Some people think he's secretly filming The Walking Dead. We didn't see anything movie. We didn't see anything at Comic-Con for it. So I really have no idea what they're doing with Rick and Michonne and, Andrew Lincoln and Denai. I have no idea what, I don't have any more inside information than you do as far as that goes. And if we could see Rick back in the last episode or something, man, I think that would be awesome if we could. But will they do it? Will they not do it? I really have no idea. Okay, let's see. What else did we get from you guys here? So Eric hasn't watched the whole thing yet. Okay, that's cool. I'm just reviewing your guys' comments and reading out the ones that make sense here for us to go through. Okay, Evan's got it. He saw it on AMC Plus. WebSoak saw it. Awesome. And WebSoak says Maggie deserved it. I don't know about that, man. I don't know if I agree with you there. Let's just put it this way. I thought that Negan would do the right thing. And I thought he would. It's cool. Josh R. hasn't seen it yet, so we'll keep it mostly spoiler-free. Title says Norma Reedus. Does it? Let me see. Okay. Maybe something in the... you don't mean my video. Oh, you mean in the... Yeah, it does say Norma Reedus. How did I not catch that? Evan Studios noticed that the title here says Norma Reedus. I didn't notice that. I guess MovieWeb makes mistakes too, right, guys? Check that out. That's funny. Norma. That'd be like Norman Reedus' like female version name, like old lady name Norma. That's like an old. that's like a grandma or great grandma name, right? Norma. That's funny. I'm surprised they didn't catch that. I'm really surprised they didn't catch that. That's funny that you noticed it because I actually read it. I didn't even notice it. My brain just went right over it. But then again, I'm kind of reading through quickly and stuff, trying to get things set for the stream, right? So, okay, let's see. What else did you guys say here? Joseph Riker says, check out putting a chip in your head will not make you a superhuman at TrueStream Media after the live stream. Oh, well, I'll think about it, Joseph. I don't know. I don't care too much for the transhumanism stuff. All the different transhumanism craziness, like Elon and Neuralink and all this stuff. I don't know how interested in any of that stuff I am. Knowing these characters and knowing their backgrounds and knowing what they do, I would not be interested in getting any kind of technical cyborg-like add-ons or anything of the sort. Not me. I'm not interested. Thank you very much. I don't know, man. It's the transhumanism stuff is crazy, right? He's big on that cyborg thing with like your phone and stuff. So somehow they want to connect you to the internet or something eventually. I don't know. It's craziness, right? Hive mind or something. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say? Evan said, I wonder, or I won't say what they are, but there have been spoilers for the Rick movies leaked online by insiders. I haven't seen anything, Evan, that I can say is legitimately, that has a chance of being accurate. Like, I haven't seen anything for the Rick movie that actually sounds like to me we can actually take it as credible. I haven't seen a single thing for it. But then again, I don't go digging around for spoilers. But if it was something major, I would think that somebody would have told me at this point. I haven't heard anything of substance as far as the Rick movie goes at all. YSL Christian says, after the Commonwealth and CRM War, maybe the Commonwealth CRM War, and then the Daryl Carroll spinoff series takes place like after that. But do we see the war in The Walking Dead? Do we see it in the movie? How does everything fit? What's going to be in what? And how does it all come together? So that's big questions, right? Web Soak says Negan should just whack Maggie. Maggie's pissing him off. Okay, let's see. Dr. Death says Angela Kang failed to deliver a memorable premiere in any of her seasons. So Dr. Death doesn't like Kang's premieres. Well, let's see. Season 9 was them going into... Don't they go into Washington? Season 9 also with Rick and the others. And then season 10 is isn't it Whisper stuff in the first... Oh, it's the fire stuff with the satellite that crashes. And then at the ocean side. And then season 11, for her premiere for season 11, we have what we see in this episode, which I liked it a lot. I like the ending especially. But you do have a point that her premieres that she does since she's taken over Walking Dead, they're not as much, I guess, spectacle as maybe they were before. But that could also be because of budgets and things like that. Her budgets might be different than they used to be. And certainly you have Norman Reedus, and they have new contracts as well, too. And so, like a lot of them, their contracts are pretty good for them. I'm happy for them. But that could affect budgets and stuff, too. So it may not just be, the switch between Gimple and Kang. There's a lot of factors involved. But I like her. I like her premieres. I think they're pretty good. And so I don't think they're bad or anything. But have we seen any No Sanctuary or anything like that are massive, Too Far Gone, stuff like that? She's had other episodes in her seasons that are massive, though. What Comes After, Rick leaving and everything, that was pretty awesome. So for me anyway. So so different, a little bit different, but I still think it's really good. It's still Walking Dead for me anyway. Okay, Josh R says, will the end of the series be some characters living happily ever after at the Commonwealth? I don't know if they would ever move to the Commonwealth, Josh. I don't think Daryl and Carol will ever live at the Commonwealth. No. I don't think they'll ever want to live there. I don't think so, no. They'll have their own locations, but probably be at peace with the Commonwealth at some point. That's what I think. Dylan says, I think one of the Reapers is Dog's original owner. I forgot her name. Really? You think that Leah... Do you think that Leah is a Reaper now? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that Dylan's saying that maybe Leah is a Reaper. That could be good. That's a good... I like your idea there. That could be something that could be really surprising for him and could be really good if they do something like that. That could make things tricky for Daryl as well. But do we think there's going to be a war between CRM and Commonwealth? Yeah, eventually. I think so. Let's see. The horror and mystery of 1101 and 1102 is much greater than the series premiere of 101 and episodes like 501, 503, 908, 1003. Even most hardcore, generic, annoying Darabont fans have to admit that. Clammy True Colors, who said that. How you doing, Mark? Cousins, how you doing, man? Let's see. Negan is way too slick to be killed off in the show. Well, I hope he does survive the show. Yeah, I hope so too. But we'll have to see. Protoss says, Trev, the Walking Dead movie is dead, right? Well, it's not. The Walking Dead movie is not dead, Protoss, but it's taking too long. Let's put it that way. It's not dead, but it's taking way too long. I don't think they realize that. I understand quality is important. They want to do it right. They want to take their time and make sure the movie is as awesome as they can make it. But if you wait too long, then you run the risk of people not being as interested at that point. So that's the issue, is that if you wait way too long, then you cook it too much, you wait too long, and then by the time it airs, people might not be as interested in Walking Dead if it's 5 years later or something. It's like it took too long. And I think right now it's getting to the point where, we're a few years later now since Rick left in Season 9, Episode 5. So you had all of the rest of Season 9, all of 10, which was extended, and the bonuses, and now we're into 11. So you're getting to a few years now, and no substance for the movie. So if it takes 5 years to get the movie done, or 4 years, by the time it finally airs, that is a while, man. People will be excited, but, at that point, if Walking Dead's already over, it's like, yeah, people will still want it, but I wish we didn't have to wait 5 years for the movie. I thought like 2 or 3 years max, or maybe 4 at the most, but I didn't think we were going to have to wait like 5 years for the Walking Dead movie. That is a while, man. So I'd even take less quality and take it at 3 or 4 years than better quality at 5 years, personally. Just because, the years go by and, people, if you cook it too long, then people, you overcook it, people might not come back as much as you think because they've 5 years or 10 years later, they've moved on from that property and they're interested in The Witcher, or they're interested in Mandalorian, other Stranger Things, other stuff has taken over. And Game of Thrones has done that. Like, Game of Thrones has ended, and it's been too long since they've had something. And by the time they come back, they might have a good amount of fans for something to come back with. But, the longer you wait like that, you cook it too long. So it's no good. We did get some super chats there. I want to thank Dr. Death, who said AMC Plus is now available on Prime in Canada, finally. Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks, Dr. Death. You're right. It's really great, man. It's about time. Are you from Canada too, Dr. Death? Evan Studios, thank you for the super chat there, Evan. Couple bucks, I appreciate it. Thanks for the tip or what have you for the time it takes to do all this stuff. So thank you for that. Let's go back up here, and if anyone else has super chats, you can send them through, and we do appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Where were we at in the list here? I'm just trying to find our space. We're going through your guys' comments and questions and everything. Dr. Death said, if Maggie dies, we riot. I don't think she will. Yeah, I don't think so. Dylan, Leia is the Reaper. That is Dog's original owner. Well, she could be a Reaper. We don't know for sure if she's going to be, but it makes sense. I do like that prediction that she will be. We'll see if they do that or not. They could also have her in CRM or Commonwealth, or just, who knows? Maybe they could not use her again. That's also possible. Okay, let's see. Tim says, I'd love to see a dark ending for the show instead of flowers. In Walking Dead, Tim, looking at flowers is a dark ending. So flowers is not a good omen in Walking Dead, so I don't know if you've been paying attention here. Okay, that's true, J-Spot, that Negan did kill Alpha. And because he did, that's true that he kind of is, is what it is. Joseph Riker says, infrared horizon from 33,000 feet, flat Earth phenomenon at, you're advertising. Okay, well, I thought you were going to say something that was interesting, but I like the way you used the number 33 there, so that's why I was like, what did he say? Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's not go, this is supposed to be Walking Dead. Let's not go into flat Earth stuff right now. Luz says Phil Collins for some reason, I don't know why. I do like, is that Genesis? Is that who that? I like Genesis. I like Phil Collins. Right? It's got some good invisible touch, right? That's a good one. Joseph Riker says, undoubtedly the Earth is flat, so we got a bunch of flat earthers, so that's cool. Okay, let's see. Tim says he thinks his brother made it because he got the J before he got the TS-19. Okay, that's cool. Well, depending on your brother's age there, Tim, if he's not like 70 or above, then statistically, unless he's really in bad shape or he's got really bad asthma to start with or something, he should be able to get through it with or without the deal. 99.8%, something like this, 99.98, something like that. It's very, very high. Unless you have some kind of health problems or something, you should be able to do it. Okay, let's see here. XNet said, Tim F., it ends with Carol telling people to look at the flowers. Yeah, that's pretty dark ending, right. So, okay, let's see what else. Thank you, Shadow Reflex, for the compliment there. I do appreciate it. DA's from Canada, from Quebec, so thanks for watching, DA. Dr. Death says, that's a Genesis song. Phil Collins, I have to correct you. What are you guys talking about? I don't know how Phil Collins got in here. She's got an invisible touch. It's good. It's good. I like Genesis. I don't have a problem with Genesis. I have to get the lyrics. Maybe we'll do a sing-along for that one, right? Okay. Gut says they need to slow down and take their time with writing these he's talking about the mistake. Okay, well, yeah, whatever. Okay. All right. Whatever. What else we can here? Okay. Steven says we'll all be back in lockdown again by November. Yeah, depending on where you live, I think you probably will. I think there's places right now in Australia that are under lockdown again, and they're pretty strict there, man. They're like they would make the Germans during World War II, the Nazis. They'd make them jealous. They're so strict, it's crazy. They are more strict than Dan Andrews is worse than the Fuhrer. He's like, if you cough, if you whatever, send officers to your house, send the Masons to your house, sends officers to your house. They even have the black and white checker. You guys seen that duality checker on their outfits, on the police the uniforms. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Right across, right across the thing. Clammy True Colors, thank you for the super chat, Clammy. He said, Trev, 1001 10B has massive episodes and has bigger budget than season 5 overall. Awesome. It's just that Kang tends to do bigger episodes later instead of the premiere. Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't necessarily, the way they used to do it is they would keep Rick's last episode for a mid-season finale, and they would they would have filler episodes in between that not that much happened. They'd have these patter episodes where just about nothing useful happened, and then they'd have a big mid-season finale or a big mid-season premiere or a big finale. But a lot of them were based on the finale episodes or the premiere episodes. But you're right that she tends to kind of build up her seasons to start. But I like the premiere episode, so I guess maybe her seasons start out with some kind of adventure. Either there's a satellite fire or something they have to put out, or they have to go into Washington for this, or they have to go here for that, and they start off like that. I'm not opposed to it. I appreciate what she does. I appreciate her work. I like the episodes. So, either way with me, I'm fine either way. So I do enjoy them either way. But thanks for the super chat there, Clammy, and send through any others you want, and we'll give yours priority there. So do appreciate that. But yeah, that's cool. So you said that the second half of, or 10B, which isn't a half, it's a third, right? Because you have 10A, 10B, and 10C, because there's three thirds to it. 33.3% repeater for each one. So the second part B, you said has a bigger budget than season 5. Oh, that's cool. But a lot of that's probably because it costs them a lot of money to get Daryl and Carol and the others now, like I said. So Steve, in season 5, they didn't. I don't think the actors cost that much. Now some of them are pretty good. So yeah, that could be another reason why. But it will be good, man. I'm sure that they're going to finish off Walking Dead in an awesome fashion, guys. I'm sure it'll be kind of a legendary ending for Walking Dead. I'm sure they're not just going to have a bunch of episodes and then it just ends. I'm sure they'll do something big, but they do something big every year with Walking Dead. Even look at last year, season 10. They could have really ended it after the Whisper War and done a big thing, and that could have been all right. It wouldn't have been a terrible ending, I don't think. You could even do a happy ending with that. You have the big Whisper War. They kill Beta in some final big fight, but you make the fight bigger than what they did. You make it a huge fight or something, and it takes up quite a while, and then you do kind of an ending, happy ending there. They rebuild and ride off into the sunset. Daryl and Carol get on the bike and ride off. The sun goes down, and that's the sun sets and Walking Dead ends, right? So you could do it at different points, and I wouldn't be really disappointed with that if the fight with Beta was good enough. So it's awesome stuff. I'm just glad they got it going this long. And yeah. Oh, Chris, you were correcting me because Land of Confusion was originally Genesis. Okay, right. I just think about it I like the Disturbed version better. Yeah. But Genesis did it first, is what you're saying. That's cool because Disturbed has also done some really good covers for other stuff too, like Sound of Silence and stuff like that. I just like Disturbed a lot. I've seen them in concert; they're pretty awesome. But I like Genesis too, and that's true, right? It is like their song "Mad World" or "Land of Confusion." That's probably because Genesis actually, they probably are they're probably pretty high up, aren't they? They probably know some stuff, right? That a lot of people don't know. Is like, everything that wouldn't be wood and everything that wouldn't be wood. Yeah. So, but I think if you look at William Colby, who was was he FBI or CIA? I think he was CIA director, right? He said that we'll know our disinformation campaign is complete when everything the American people think is a lie. So it's you get them off the truth, right? You get them onto whatever you want, then you can mold them however which way you want. So they've been working on that since they were created, I would think, which would have been the 40s. So, that's like what? Almost not quite 80 years, but it's getting close now to 80 years. They've been doing that all the time. That's one of their objectives. So, make sure people believe. But in earnest, though, like they don't want people to just to put stuff out there and people discount it. They want people to really, really believe. The moon landings is a good example of that, right? It's like perfect. I always use that because it's the best example ever. 80, 90% of people think that was real, and it wasn't. Anyway, okay, moving on. We had Clammy. We had that one. We talked about Land of Confusion, so that's good. Which it is. It still is, too, by the way. I don't think that's really changed. I think it still is. Okay. Strawmere says, that part of the Commonwealth really confused me. How did they get out of the cell and got the suits? Oh, that's a good point, Strawmere. So this is about the episode he's bringing up. They didn't show that part. They also didn't show, and this isn't major spoilers, but it seemed like there was a lot of food at that fort. So I wonder why they just took a little bit and didn't go back. Because I would think that unless they did go back or unless they gave up on it or something, I don't know. But I thought there was a lot more there that they could have gone back and gotten the rest of it. Just having a bunch of walkers there, like, it's probably worth it to go and kill them and take the stuff. Because if you have to fight the Reapers are going to be more dangerous than a bunch of walkers. A bunch of walkers would be easier to take out than the Reapers are going to be. Okay, let's see. Steve, I don't know if it's true if Leah actually is or not. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. Not sure. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. That could be cool if that's the case. I would like that one. It's a good prediction either way. Let's see if it comes true. They got to do something with her, right? So, yeah. YSL Christian said, my uncle got one, and was half paralyzed for 3 days, had immune response causing inflammation. I'm terribly sorry to hear that, YSL. Absolutely horrible to hear that. Really, really sorry about that, man. That sounds absolutely horrendous. Okay. Dr. Death says, could you imagine the outrage from the Glenn fanboys if they killed Maggie and not Negan? Yeah, that's true. They would be mad. That's why I think maybe they will kill Negan. Maybe they will, right? And also, if you're not, like, if you're going to do a Daryl Carroll spinoff but nothing with Negan after, maybe they don't have any plans for him, and if they don't, then they could kill him off before the series is over. Why wouldn't they do it if they're not going to use him? He's also going to be in The Boys season 3, I think, or at least he was talking about that. So I look forward to seeing him in The Boys because I love The Boys also. It's also really great too. It's another fun one. We'll do some reviews for that when the new season of The Boys hits, and Stranger Things also. Let's see. Kelly says 2030 incoming Skynet. So yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, I know, right? Probably something like that. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Joseph Riker says, I'm suggesting to educate yourself with what Elon Musk Neuralink is by, okay, you're getting crazy, man. Okay, what else we got here? I'm just trying to pick, good ones for us to go over that you guys are saying here. Okay, let's see. Oh, Dr. Death, you're in Vancouver. Cool, man. That's cool, but it's expensive to live there, isn't it? How much is your house worth there, Dr. Death? Or do you have to rent because it's like $1 million to buy a house where you are? There's certain places here in Canada that like Vancouver Island, certain spots where like a basic house costs like $1 million. It's like, I guess it'd be like New York or something, like crazy expensive. So let's see what else we got here. Godshack says, maybe there were never any movies, only hype. Like they said it just so that people didn't quit Walking Dead with Rick leaving. Yeah, maybe you're right. So I think they'll get it done, but it might be a Netflix streaming movie or something like that instead. Let's see. Yeah. Josh, I've heard about that for Vladimir Zlenko. I've heard his name, and I've heard him speak. What you said about 75 to 90%. Let's hope to dear God he's like nothing like that happens, because if it does, then that's going to be brutal, man. Real life will start looking like Walking Dead, right? It's going to be gonna be bad. The Monkey Man 23 said, "What's the most underrated episode of Walking Dead?" Underrated? I think The Key is one of them. I like The Key a lot. So that The Key is the episode where Rick and Negan fight, and Rick sets Lucille on fire, and they fight like an abandoned house one-on-one. And man, it's pretty freaking awesome. I like that one a lot. And then Jadis kind of intervenes and whatnot, but I love that one, to see Rick and Negan actually throw down. I thought it was super exciting, man. So there we go. So Half Dead Scottish says, is the Walking Dead dead? Well, yes, it's dead, but it's always been dead. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, but no, people still watch it. They still enjoy it. They still like it. But definitely it's not as popular as it was in season 7 or something. Alex says, Dog is the best character at this point. When is he getting his own series or movie? Yeah, like an old Yeller spinoff or something. What's up, Abyss? How you doing, man? Alex Higgins says, bro, Beth's death was weak. Got took out in 5 seconds. No big fight beforehand. Or Beta's death, you said, not Beth's death. Sorry, I read that. The A and the T got switched there for me. Beta's death. Yeah, the Beta fight, Alex, wasn't as long as I wanted to see it to be. I wanted to see the Beta fight last a while, and it didn't last that long, unfortunately. Okay. Suzanne asked how we want to see The Walking Dead end. Well, I think I've mostly done predictions for how I want to see it end. Like, Daryl and Carol survive. I'd like to see the Rick movie or Rick back again. I'd like to see the group all reunited again. I'd like to see a good number of them survive, but you probably will have to have some character deaths to finish off the series. Maybe Negan will be one of them, or some of the others too. We got quite a few to deal with. Gabriel, some of the other ones that are there too. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. Joe wants to see more Flat Earth videos and stuff like this. So, well, thanks for watching, Joe. And you can subscribe and stuff. When The Walking Dead ends, we'll probably do more fun stuff like that, like aliens. And, we can do some more Flat Earth videos, I guess, if you want to. I don't know. Maybe we will. I don't know. People don't like it very much. So a lot of people really don't like it. So that's why it's like, maybe not. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, Chris Vick says, do you know about Agenda 2030? Let's talk about that. You want to talk about Agenda 2030? Well, I don't have I don't have too much to say about it there, Chris Vick. UN has posted all the stuff that they kind of want to do, sustainability, all that stuff, green stuff, everything like that. It's much of what we're seeing now anyway, kind of world. I've kind of given thoughts on it already. It's like world communism sort of is what you're getting by 2030 mostly, or at least you're getting closer towards that. And then by 2050 or 2100, things will be a lot different. But in a way too, they do have to do some things like it. If you look at the population, I was looking earlier at the population increases in certain countries. Some of them by 2100 will get crazy high. Like, I don't mean just like, a little high. You'll have like single countries with 5 billion people in them. Like Africa, some of the others like developing world, India maybe, some of the Asian countries. If you go up to the projections for 2100, if they continue to do that, then you're going to have like 5 billion people in single countries. And that would be crazy to have that many people. So you have to say like it definitely these are super tricky decisions for people to have to make. But there are people that have to make these decisions. Like there are people that have to decide, what do we do about this? Do we can we tell them to put in a policy, like a one-child policy or something, or two-child policy or something like this? Like, these are things that have to be done. And you can't talk about sustainability if you're not going to talk about population limitation. The two don't go together. The amount of resources, or the two can't be separated, is what I'm trying to say. The amount of resources that each person will use in their whole lifetime in terms of sustainability is vast. So you have to ask at some point, how many people is too many? Is 20 billion too many? Is 50 billion too many? At what point at what point should it be managed? Should it ever be managed? Do you just let it run forever? These are big questions that some of the UN people have to answer and have to decide upon what they do about it. Also, because if you have certain countries that have 5 billion people and others that have 200, 300 million, the States has got 300 million, right? So, that could be an antagonist for things like war, things like that. So, because if you go to the Charles Galton Darwin the next million years and his philosophy, and you look at it and you say one country has 5 billion and they don't have any food, and another country has 300 million and they got huge houses and lots of stuff. At some point, the 5 billion that are starving decide, why don't we just go over there? And they won't let us in. Okay, why don't we force ourselves over there? And so we can live in a nice and have room and have everything, because we don't even have, anything. So these are, in terms of geopolitics, these are huge questions that people need to answer. And what do they do about it? How do they manage it? What way do they go with it? Well, it's what it is. The intellectuals, I guess, are the ones who get to decide that on behalf of humanity. But, I guess my message is that people should realize that there are people that have to decide those things. And they're not a silly comedy movie, crazy conspiracy theory. No, there's people who actually have to decide, what do we do about this, right? What do we do about one country having, 5 billion people by 2100? Is that okay? Can they feed them all? No. Okay, so what do we do, right? These are huge questions, man. And to complicate things further, a lot of them are Satanists, so it makes it even crazier. So land of confusion, it is land of confusion, right? So unfortunately, some of the people who get up to the top get there because they're willing to beat out anybody else who would mess with them to get up to the top. So it's very, very tricky questions. But anyway, this is supposed to be a Walking Dead stream. So you got me going for a minute there. But yeah, these are tough questions to answer, man. As far as 2030 goes, 2050, 2100, then you might ask the question, do they have to manage it, or should they just let it run its course? And again, that's another tricky question. That's called spontaneous limitation, if it limits itself spontaneously. And I think that if they're telling the truth, and I don't even know if they are, but if the UN and the top people are telling the truth, it sounds like to me that Charles Galton Darwin was right, and it will not limit itself. So if that doesn't happen and it doesn't spontaneously break itself off, then that means that we have to do it at some point. So tricky questions, man. That's what I'll give you for that one. Ask a more specified question if you want to go into more. But yeah, different year agendas and different plans. Yeah, a big plan. What else would you expect? People plan everything, right? Especially people like that, that are successful in everything and are managing countries and are managing or creating countries, or maybe shutting countries down, changing them, doing all these big things. These are the people that have to decide these kinds of things, of what to do. Okay, let's move on. Evan Studio says, I think Rick will return in the last episode as a dream. Well, that would be cool, Evan. Even if he returns in a dream sequence or something, I'd like to see him there in person, but I don't know how that fits in with the movie, so I guess we'll see. Michael Lindstrom says 2030 with a bunch of question marks. Maybe he needs to look up the Agenda 2030 and UN stuff for sustainability and all that stuff. Basically, we can't go this is another truth too that people don't understand. We can't go anywhere. We're stuck here. So we got to make it sustainable. So if we gotta make it sustainable, or we gotta take care of the place ourselves, it's like, I'm not against environmentalism. I know sometimes people get tired of the global warming stuff like that, but we do have to take care of the planet also. We do have to take care of the place we have, because it sounds like to me, this is the only chance that we get. We don't get to go anywhere else. We don't get to colonize another planet like some of these physics entertainers on television will tell you, like, oh, we'll go here and we got terraform this place and we're going to go there and we'll make robots and then they'll go off here and they'll go off. It's not going to happen. So they do have to manage our world, our realm that we have, and make sure that it's good for everybody, and it's gonna work. So, tricky stuff, but that's what I'll give you for that. Okay, what else we're into? So yes, Rick returning. We want to see it, definitely, Evan, and hope to see it by the end of the series before the series ends off. Okay, what else do we got? I think I caught them all. Yep. Okay, Louis thinks that the Phil Collins version of Land of Confusion is better than the Disturbed one. Okay, well, it depends if you like Disturbed or not. If you don't, then then I understand that. But Jay Spot says that he can feel it coming in the air tonight, so that's good. Bird says, anyone notice the bunny stuffed animal callback? Yeah, teddy bear girl zombie, right? Like to the beginning. Teddy bear is cool. So I liked it. It was good. Smiling 420 says, got to give the rest of the band credit where credit is due. They're all good. I don't want to say it's just him or anything. Okay. Let's see. What else did we get? Okay. 5G and Starlink, says Joseph Reichers. I don't know. I don't know, John. I don't know, man. The Starlink part is like, I don't know. Okay, anybody else keep changing it from top chat? Okay, let's see. Live chat. Well, it's supposed to be live, so you guys can send through. Yeah, we're still live. We're still on. So send through whatever you want. Okay, we answered Crucifixes. Jabrona says, Kang is the scapegoat. Writing is what makes a good quality show. And if Walking Dead continues with the poor writing they've had since season 7, the Daryl Carroll spinoff will fail, just like World Beyond. Well, I wouldn't compare the Daryl Carroll spinoff to World Beyond, Jabronja. I'm sure it will be better than that, just based on who you have. Jack McMahon says, Four Walls and a Roof is also super underrated. Yep, I agree with that. That's true, it is. LD says, Trev, I'm really glad The Walking Dead is exploring bullying this season with the stuff they're doing with Negan. A real good take on what bullying is like. Yeah, I guess that's true to a degree. Like, are you applauding their maybe their wokeism? Is that what you're doing? I don't know. I saw one poster that said something about racism or something related to that in The Walking Dead. So maybe they're being influenced a little bit what's going on in real life in the series. So it was kind of cool. So that's not bad. Okay. Undercover says, hey, Trev, is season 11 the last season? Yep, it is, Undercover, but it's extended to 24 episodes. We got the first one tonight. And when do you think the movie involving Rick will come out? I have no idea. Yeah, probably in 2 or 3 years. That's about it. The Walking Dead movie will come out. But Undercover says he hasn't watched The Walking Dead in 2 or 3 years. So, well, thanks for joining the stream anyway, Undercover. And Undercover Trash. And that's a good name. And so watch the episodes, man. Like I tell you, man, if you haven't seen Walking Dead in 2 or 3 years, watch the last couple years episodes. They're really awesome. I know Rick's gone, I know whatever, but they're really awesome still. Give it a try. Just give it a shot. You'll see. It's really good. Is it tonight? Says Unknown Archive. Yes, it is tonight, but it's on AMC Premiere tonight. AMC Plus tonight, yeah. Let's see. The CGI isn't even believable too, says Demolition Kiwi, so I'm not sure what he's referring to. Okay, let's see. Adam Smith Productions says, did you see Heath's name written on the wall of the Lost? Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't notice that, Adam. Thanks for pointing it out. Crucifix says, when the rapture happens, they will say it was UFOs, right? So, well, they'll probably just do something with UFOs at some point anyway. I'm sure they will. So let's see. Tandy Meat says nature has her ways to take care of overpopulation of anything, including us. Yeah, well, food, tainted meat, definitely. I like how your name is Tainted Meat. Food definitely has, like the Malthusian idea, or Malthus with the limitation due to the amount of food that's available. No doubt that's why you guys know who the biggest farm owner in the United States is now, don't you? Right? You know who it is? Do you know who it is? You know who it is, right? Same guy who does everything else, right? He's like he's like the Negan in real life. He's like the world supervillain, right? So, granted, I'm using Windows right now for this stream, and you guys are probably watching me on a Windows system, aren't you? At least a good number you probably are. But yeah, he owns the most farmland in the United States now. It's old boy Gil Bates, yeah. So, okay, let's see. I wonder why that is. Oh, all right. That must be a coincidence. Oh man, let's see. He comes from a family of eugenicists. His father was in Planned Parenthood, and now he's buying all the farmland in the United States, making him the biggest farmland owner in the United States. Oh, that's kind of weird. Why does a software guy buy the most farmland of anyone in the United States? That's kind of weird. That must be a coincidence, right? Or maybe he just likes farming or something, right? It doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything, right? Okay, what else we got here? All right. Let's go back to Walking Dead, right? So, C. Benny thinks the world will be gone in 2050. I think the world that we know of, like the way we think of life, will be a lot different in 2050. But I don't think it'll be gone. No, I think it'll be fine, and I just think that life will be a little bit different. Maybe we'll work less. Maybe we'll have more robots. This social distancing stuff will probably continue into the long term, and things will be a little bit different. But yeah, I don't think it'll be apocalyptic or anything at that point. The apocalypse, if it's going to happen, it'll probably be in about the next 2 or 3 years, probably by like 2025, like 2024. If there's going to be an apocalypse, it'll be 2024. Probably, yeah. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And I hope there won't be. I don't think there will be. But you gotta hedge your bets, because sometimes you can be wrong too. Like when you're predicting the future, you gotta understand sometimes you can be right and sometimes you can just be wrong. So like with investing, this happens all the time. People buy Bitcoin and it tanks or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I knew it was going to go up and it tanked." So sometimes you can just be wrong, so you have to kind of hedge your bets. I don't think hardly anything is really going to happen of any concern. I think everything will be fine. But, if I'm wrong and things go really, really bad, then it'll probably be in, the next 2 or 3 years, I think. So anyway, if we get through 2025 and 2026 and everything's fine, then I think we're probably good going forward for quite a while. I think we're probably good in the long term, yeah. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say here? All right. Portia S says, is he going to show The Walking Dead? I'm lost. We're talking about The Walking Dead, Portia. We don't watch it live. It's a live stream talking about Walking Dead. We're not watching the episode live. For that, you got to go to AMC. You can get AMC Premiere, AMC Plus, and you can watch it there. So yeah, check it out. Depending on where you're located, you might be able to get it on Amazon or elsewhere, or on television you can order it. Yeah, okay, let's see. Who do we think will be the next death, says Crucifix. Well, I think Gabriel probably is a safe bet at some point. So I'll go with Gabriel, but it could be one of the random ones, like that kid that Negan saved. I don't even know his name. I can't even think of his name right now, to be honest. Yeah, we are a bit overdue, Freddy. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few in The Walking Dead's last season. Quite a few character deaths coming up pretty soon. Was World Beyond canceled, Monkey Man? No, but it was limited to 2 years. So World Beyond Season 2 will still hit, but it's not very good, so they're just doing 2 seasons. They're not doing more than that. Only 2 seasons of World Beyond. And it's basically The Walking Dead woke. That's what it is. So people don't really like it that much because everybody's getting tired of the woke stuff. Netflix is like brutal for this. And maybe I've heard The Boys Season 3 might also be a bit woke as well. What can you do? It's everywhere. You can't do anything about it. They social engineers push it down in every series that there is, right? It's like, you want to do a Masters of the Universe series? I don't know. You're going to have He-Man, right? And he's got like big muscles and he's running around killing people and stuff. Or, well, He-Man doesn't kill people. He's saving people and stuff. Are you sure you're going to do it's 2021. Are you sure you're allowed to do that? No, you're not. So, He screams he has the power. Are you sure that's not a bit supremacist? A little bit. So that's not allowed. Yeah. He-Man is not allowed anymore. You are not allowed to do that. That is supremacy. You are not allowed. No supremacist He-Man. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else did you guys say here? I'm just reading your guys' comments to see what else you said here. Okay. Thoughts on cloning, says Kelly Melia. I don't think there's such a thing as cloning. I don't think you can clone people. I don't know. Do they actually have that or not? I know some people get into the crazy stuff like cloning and all that other stuff. They get into the crazy stuff. I don't get into that too much. I don't think that you can actually do it. That's the thing. I don't know. Is it possible maybe, maybe some of the governments have, like U.S., for example, has some ability to create, I don't know, twins of a person or something, like purposefully create, a duplicate of somebody, or, take them and do some kind of operation to induce that, or to create like a secondary version of the person and clone them. But I don't really research any of it. I think it's all kind of nonsense and silly stuff. I don't think they actually seriously do that. I don't know why they would. But maybe some of the really higher up people would want to clone themselves, like, at some point. But I don't think it's real or anything. I think some people have said, like, they think Joe Biden is a clone, right? I don't know why. But some pictures he has, like, attached earlobes, and some pictures he has detached. People think he's gotten a lot of plastic surgery. People think more than one person have played Joe Biden. I don't know. I don't care that much, to be honest with you. It's like, he doesn't even do anything. He can barely walk up the stairs, man. Who cares? Obviously, he's not really running anything. He just gives you your speeches. That's about it. So I don't know. Cloning stuff is silly stuff. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Jay. Jay says, Trev, you should do a live stream while watching an important episode so people can see your reaction. Definitely appreciate all the effort. Well, I try not to take AMC stuff and put it in the videos, because then they get mad at me and they either copyright strike me or they do stuff like that. So we could do like a watch along at some point. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe for like the final episode or something, we could all watch it together. That would be fun. But also, you know what else they do, Jay, is they block it in different countries. So if we do that and we put the video in the video, we watch it like the whole episode, they will block it in almost every country except for the U.S., I think. And so I have a lot of viewers from other countries, and so they get really mad. They leave angry comments, so I think, okay, maybe we should do that, right? So I try my best, but yeah, we got to be careful what stuff we put in the videos. Yeah, so I always try to be careful. Okay, what else did we get here? And thanks for that. And what did you think of tonight's episode? I think you sent me. My phone's downstairs. You sent me something, but I didn't have time to go through it yet because I was trying to get my review done and stuff. Yeah, Joseph says prep means preparation. Yeah, being a prepper, it's not a bad thing right now, I think. I used to think prepper guys were crazy, and they probably were to some degree, but nowadays it's like, if you prep a little bit, I don't think you're crazy. If you prep a little bit, I think you're smart, actually, because you never know what the hell they're going to do next, right? You never know what the UN wants to do next. So you kind of have to be, at least, you're probably prepping a little bit is probably not a bad thing. It's probably actually a good thing. So yeah, just in case. So, Jay says he liked it, gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, he can't speak, he can't do anything, I know. Yeah, well, I guess we could do that, Jay, but I don't know. Maybe a watch along or something. Yeah, so, okay, yeah, I don't know. Who is would the real Joe Biden please stand up? I don't know. I haven't put hardly any time into Joe Biden. Like, I don't even think about, I just think they put him in there because things with Trump weren't working out, and he wasn't listening, and he wasn't doing what he was told to do. He went to Davos, and he started, like, strong-arming people and stuff, and it's like, they don't like that, right? So, get his ass out of there, right? Get rid of this guy. So, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And so they just put in, they probably didn't even mean to put Biden in to begin with. They just did because it's like, what are you going to do, right? You own a company, you're going to put in a CEO that you want. And if you don't like the CEO that's currently there, you don't like the direction they're going, or they won't listen to you, then you fire them, you get rid of them, and you put someone else in. And that's basically what what we saw. So anyway, okay, let's see what else we got here. All right. Okay, I'm just reading your guys' comments and seeing what to say. Okay, I think we're mostly caught up. I think that's most of it. Okay, let's see. Devin says, let's circle back to 2025. Will private land ownership exist in 2050, he said. So that's from Devin, yeah. So will private ownership exist in 2050? Yeah, I think so, but I think that it will be maybe not rare. It'll exist. Yeah, it'll probably always exist, especially for some people. Like for some people that are well off, it'll always probably exist. But I think what you're going to have is you're going to have a giant underclass, let's say, that get the UBI, the Universal Basic Income. And so for them, they probably won't get that, most likely. So there'll be a percentage of people that are able to maintain property, but the rest, a lot of people won't. Like if you look at us, okay, let's take for example Australia right now. So with Dan Andrews, if he keeps that nonsense up, and it looks like he's gonna, right? Certain areas, if he keeps that insanity up, and maybe he doesn't. I think he knows exactly what he's doing, but let's say he doesn't know what he's doing, right? And he just thinks he's doing the right thing, and he's in earnest trying to do the best for everybody, and really thinks he's trying to save lives and whatever. He is going to totally destroy the country. I mean, he is going to destroy, if he keeps this shit up for another year or two, it doesn't matter if those people are going to be alive, because later on than that, they won't be. Because he's going to wreck all of their industries. If you keep locking people down for 3 years, for 5 years or whatever, you will wreck everything. You just can't do it. You cannot do that long term. So if he keeps that nonsense up, yeah, in areas like that by 2050, I wouldn't expect people to have too much, because you can't do commerce. You can't do business at all. So if that's the case for anything that's unessential, right? But can they do that if they want to? Yeah. The only thing they have to do is they have to turn the people against each other. So they have to hire on a lot of cops. So if they hire a lot of cops and they pay the cops to keep lockstep in earnest, then they can do that, because then if people rise up, as long as they have more staffed cops than the people who rise up against them, then they'll maintain rule. So, I don't know if that's what he wants to do. I don't know if he's just lost his damn mind. He doesn't realize the long-term effects of how that's going to affect people's health. You can also not separate well-being, like in terms of economic well-being, from health. They're the same. If you take people that are in the lowest economic category, like the poor, and you look at their life expectancy, look at the stats on Google, type in life expectancy by wage or life expectancy by social class. The people at the bottom, their life expectancy is way lower than people at the top. It's like 40 years old or whatever. They don't make it that long. So if you are taking all your people and you're saying that we're going to lock down forever, then you're going to make everybody basically poor, pretty much, right? You're going to reduce their social class. So you'll have a shoot-off of an elite of people who own the big box stores and own the stores that get to stay open. The ones that close go down, so you shrink the middle class, you spread the two out, and then the people at the bottom, basically, their life expectancy, you should assume, is going to go way down, is going to go down by like decades. So if he thinks he's saving people, he is quite mistaken. Long term, he is not saving anybody. He is worse than the Fuhrer as far as I can see. Because if he keeps that shit up for long term, 5 years, 10 years of lockdowns, F it. Everybody's going to be economically ruined, right? The tourist industry, all the stuff, it's going to be ruined. So, people sometimes come at something with a solution that can be worse than the problem that they face. And that's what's happening. But you have to question, is he doing it because he, thinks it's the right thing to do, or is he an evil bastard and he knows what's going to do and he doesn't care, he's just doing it anyway. That part is up to you, which way you want to view it. But that's pretty much what's going to happen long term. But no, I think most places should be fine, and I think there'll still be ownership even in 2050 and down the road. And yeah, definitely there would be. Chris says ESPN Woke Center went down the drain. They all do. I think they all do, Chris. I mean, I'm trying to think which. Lewis says He-Man is alt-right. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, he is. He-Man is alt-right. Absolutely he is. 100%. That's for sure. Trev on the FBI watch list, says Jimmy. I am actually, yeah. Yeah, I actually am. Okay, what else we got here? Maybe not FBI. I don't know. I don't live in the States. But if I did, I probably would be. Okay, let's see. Joseph says, lighthouses we can observe from distances far too great to be a spinning ball. Yeah, I know that one. That's true, Joseph. You can see lighthouses from very, very far away. Light does travel a distance, but, up and in, every which direction. But you can still see lighthouses way too far away for the measurements to be correct. They're obviously not correct. And, okay. Freddie M says, should have invested in it a long time ago by now. He would be an expert at. Not sure what you're talking about there, Freddie. Sorry. I lost you as far as that one. Oh, YOLO Swag says, how was the premiere? First one I skipped on the history of The Walking Dead. Do you mean like The Walking Dead Origins? I haven't seen those either. I kind of skipped those this year. But Walking Dead premiere was awesome, I'd say. Really good. Gotta check it out. A lot of fun. It's kind of like what you'd come to expect. YOLO. It's a good premiere and everything, and it's fun stuff for sure. Yeah. Okay. Barcelona wants to know if we're going to review the Dragon Ball Super movie when it comes out. Yeah, probably. That's a good idea, Barcelona. We should do that because I love Dragon Ball. I've done reviews of all the Dragon Ball Z sagas and stuff over the years, and some Dragon Ball Super stuff. I've loved Dragon Ball since I was a kid, so yeah, we'll do some Dragon Ball stuff for sure. Okay, let's see. All right, so we got to those ones. We got those ones. Yep, it was good, Yellow. Check out the premiere if you haven't seen it. Okay, I probably missed some of your guys' comments in the meantime. Let's see what you said. We'll have to watch part 2, Dr. Death, to see, but it's just part 1 of this kind of longer sort of story arc they're in right now. But, everything's like a part for Walking Dead, right? Like if you say like it's part 1, part 2, it's like, well, yeah, it's everything in Walking Dead is continuous anyway. So they don't really cut off that much. It smoothly continues through. Okay, let's see. All right. Dr. Death says, incomplete episode. What the F, Negan? I was surprised that he did that too. I thought he would help her, and he didn't. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Let's see. Brett Werner says, doubt it's the right thing to do. They don't care about our well-being. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, every person in it for themselves, mostly. Okay, let's see. Freddie M says, I meant us watching you watch Walking Dead on a little screen. Oh, you want to see that? Okay, well, maybe we could do that when it's all over. Hugh Mungus asked me if I've heard Tom McDonald's new song. I have not. I don't listen to rap, Hugh. I don't really like rap. But I respect his understanding of the world. He's pretty good as far as, like if you listen to his music, you can tell that he understands some of the more complex dynamics here that a lot of people don't understand. Which is very, very good because, you always have to question at what level do people understand things? How much do they know? Do they even understand the system they're in? And it's a remarkable job that people have done to get people so kind of out of it that people don't even understand the system they're in. That's kind of brilliant that they were able to, it's almost like, how did they even accomplish that? Like, how did they get people off of a true understanding of the system they're in? How did they shift them off to a matrix-like system where it's like they think they understand how it all fits together, but they don't at all. That's kind of amazing they were able to do that. But they did. So, yeah. So, okay. All right. Negan's kind of savage, though, said TCL. Yeah, I agree with that. He is. That's true. Okay, let's see. Louis thinks that if everyone gets the jab, that everything goes away. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, Louis. No, it doesn't. Even if you do that and you comply, so you think that if you comply all the way through that it all goes away. Unfortunately not. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I wish that was the case. I wish if everybody did that, then everything would be whatever. And, they'd be happy to a degree. They get what they want. They'll probably be happier the more people get, the deal than don't. The less people get the deal, maybe the worse it could be, because then they get mad that people aren't doing what they're supposed to do and listening and everything. And then, things could get a little bit worse. But will it go back to the way it was? No. That's why they're calling it a new normal, and it'll never go back. But, it's what it is. Nothing you can do about it. So just got to keep your head up, stay positive, be happy, and enjoy yourself. That's all you can do. But yeah, it's never going to go back to how it was before. That's not going to happen. It also can't happen, too, because you can't allow certain countries to get up to 5 billion people in just one country. You can't allow that to happen. You got to stop that. It's too many. It's too much. So, so if you think it's just that's all there is to it and that's it, then I'm sorry to tell you, but there's so much more happening. That's just part of a way bigger deal that's going on that is not done yet. It's going to be ongoing, year to year, decade to decade, into the foreseeable future in our lives. Okay. Devin says, Trev, appreciate the thoughtful response. What has changed for you since speaking your beliefs on YouTube? Nothing really, Devin, has changed. I mean, I just have fun. Like, you guys got to understand, Dev and everybody else, I just do this channel for fun now. I've already talked about it with Jess many times. We decided that we want to do our channels for fun. We want to enjoy them and have fun with them and just try to stay positive and try to enjoy doing this with you guys. It's not something I have to do. I don't have to do it. It's not my day job. It's not anything like that. So I just do it because I enjoy it at this point, and that's why. So I do also enjoy talking about real life topics with you guys too, but we have to be careful because, again, like I said, they do want to get people off of what's actually happening into a matrix. They do want to do that. So if you are pushing people back, out of the matrix into, like if rest in peace to Alan Watt, like he was called, his site was called cuttingthroughthematrix.com. So if you're getting people out of that matrix and getting them back to kind of the original set of, set reality, they don't really want you to do that. So I just want to have fun and, have fun with you guys. I don't want to cause problems for anybody or upset anybody. I just want to enjoy and do this for fun because that's why I do it. Otherwise, I could just play video games on my days off and do stuff like that, lift weights and shit like that instead, which I kind of do, a little bit of that anyway. But so that's pretty much what it is. But nothing has really changed, Dev. I just have fun and I enjoy it, and that's basically it, right? That's really all there is to it. Nothing else has really changed at all. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say here? Clammy says, Trev, do you think that Season 11 can top Season 9 and 10 for you? Do you like 1101 more than the other season premieres? Well, I wouldn't say I really like it more than the other two season premieres. It's going to be 3 parts to the season, so that's going to be better because you're getting more episodes, so that's great. But it's the final season, so I'm sure I'm going to like it a lot. Season 9 is in some ways my favorite. Season 6 is my absolute favorite. But Season 9, I like What Comes After is my favorite episode. But, Season 11 should be really great. It probably will top 9 and 10 when it's done because, I'm sure a lot of things will happen. They can do a lot more character deaths. They can change the series. They can, end it off on a good note. If they stick the ending, I should like it more just based on what it is. It's an important season. It's the last one. So, hope it's going to be really good to finish it up. Okay. K-Wave says the end of Season 11, Episode 1 was a nice throwback to Thank You and the dumpster. Yeah. I like the Teddy Bear Girl Zombie throwback. That was cool also. and everything they did was good. So Brett W says if they would have just put a limit on having kids, that would be much more humane than all the stuff that they decided to do. Yeah, I understand, Brett. I don't know how well it works. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how well the one child idea works, or doesn't work. I know they've let it go now. I think they're saying 2 now. Surprising timing, isn't it? That this year they decided to switch it to 2, right? Or to like remove the one child limit. Isn't it interesting they did that just now? It's not. It doesn't surprise me at all. Actually, it's what I would expect, as a matter of fact. So well. Again, we don't have all the stats. We don't have all the data. Also, a lot of the stats are lies too, right? Like, that's another thing you got to, like, some people will say, I don't even think there's 8 billion people in the world. I think that's a lie too. And maybe that is a lie. I don't know, because you don't know if the stats they're giving you are correct. If it's 7 point whatever, or if it's 3 or 2, how would you know if they just told you it was? How would you know? So you're taking it at kind of face value that their numbers and their numbers are legit. You got to work with something. So you have to say, okay, well, they're probably legit, but some people think they make those up too, and those aren't even real either. So it's possible. So right, Zemi thinks that if you get the thing, then it lessens the deal. It lessens the symptoms. Right. That's what Fauci and the others have been kind of purporting, which I am surprised they're still going with him. I thought they would fire him at this point or get rid of him, but switch him out. They've sort of switched out Gil Bates. He's kind of gone off, gotten rid of him. But they still have Fauci in there, so I guess they're feeling like he's responding well with their crowds and whatnot. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say here? Maybe we'll wrap pretty soon. So, Chris says, tell Jess we miss her and she's great. Trev keeps smiling. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'll have to have her back on pretty soon for another live stream with you guys. Do you guys want to see Jess join for another one? Maybe next weekend, if there's no new episode, we could have Jess join us. For one. Okay, let's see. Brett says, but we can't just ignore things. It's good to talk about it, not beat a dead horse, but to vent a bit. It's good for you. Yeah, I agree. It's fun if you can, and not get censored is really good. But yeah, it's unfortunate that also in kind of a communist system, you tend to censor people and you tend to, remove any opinion that isn't in line with the state. It's what they, it's what they always do. So we've seen that too in the last couple of years, and that's unfortunate as well. Yeah, Chris, you're right, man. Nobody knows for sure, right? But all you can say is that that's what they tell us, and if we can take them at it, that's what it is. But is it for real? Is it not? Just don't know, man. Yeah, Josh, I think you're actually right. I think that's that. So there's different. So we could probably talk about this a little bit, Josh, which is the idea that there's different possibilities to what's happening, and I don't think that anybody on the outside really 100% right now knows exactly what's happening. It is a bit of a land of confusion. You actually don't know exactly what's going on as far as these go and what that's going to do and what it's not going to do and, how that's going to affect people long term. Don't know. And also, in different countries, right, all over the world. So there's different possibilities of what could happen here in the next few years. I do think that we'll see the effects of that, if anything, within the next 2 or 3 years. If we don't, that's probably a good sign. It just means that, it's something else and it's not, too nefarious or anything, which I hope is the case. But, but I pretty much agree with what you're saying, and I think that that's most likely the most likely thing that is happening. That's most likely what's going on. I think that's just to say, if I was doing it, that's what I would do actually, which is pretty brilliant as a matter of fact. But if I was doing that, or if I had to choose, that might be the best way to do it. Because if you try to get people to do it above board voluntarily, they might tell you to go take a hike, right? You can't really trust them that they would, and you can't really, so that's most likely what I think is happening, yeah. Yeah, he is. You're absolutely right, J-Spot, incredibly. But unfortunately, that's the kind of guy that's going to get the job done as far as what they want to get done. So yeah, are we locked down, K-Ways? No, we're not locked down. right now. But in the fall, I'm expecting another lockdown. Where I live, I think they will. In other words, I think they will. I think they'll do it again. But if they do, it's not so bad for me. It doesn't really affect me much, so it's whatever. It's what it is. But yeah. So there you go. Okay. Let's see. All right. Zemi said no. It would be nice if it did. But it doesn't. V's doesn't mean you're immune to it. Right. Otherwise, it'd be long over. Yeah, Zemi, I think that's what people thought originally, and that's how they sold it originally, which is that, I think Gil Bates was the first one to say, and Fauci's just his lackey, right? He's just his underling, basically. But he had said, I think on CNN or one of the big shows, that if you get the thing, he called it the final solution. I hope he meant that in a good way. If you get that, then you're safe. You can't get it at all. And I think that's why everybody ran out to get it, because they thought, if I got this, then I can't get it at all. But apparently, no, you still can, but it lessens the symptoms. Okay. Keeps you out of the hospital. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Whatever. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Anyway, let's move forward, shall we? Ronald says, I don't know if Maggie is going to die. I feel like she is. They put her in season 11 trailer a lot. Can't wait for the next episode. Yeah, I don't think she will. I think she'll survive. But yeah. So I think she'll survive. I think she will. Yeah, Freddie, you got it, man. Just do it for fun. That's the idea. Do it because you enjoy it. That's what's up. That's the best way to do it. I did years where I tried to make 10 videos a week every week and crazy stuff like that. It's no, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. That's what he said, Freddie. His exact words were final solution. Okay, maybe let's move on, because we probably shouldn't talk about it more than that. Okay. Anyway. All right. Well, we had some fun tonight, guys. I think we did. It was a great episode. I enjoyed it. And let's see how many people watched the review. Quite a few. But I think a lot of people are going to watch it next weekend as well. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. So, actually, most of the comments in the review are from you guys still. So, so I think you got to mostly say, yeah, man, it feels like, we get the new episodes of Walking Dead, right? And it should be pretty exciting and everything. But I wonder how many people are going to watch this last season, guys. I wonder how many people are going to be interested to actually watch the final season of Walking Dead. Because, I don't know, man. We get a new premiere, but it feels like there's not... It feels like there aren't as many people watching it now as even there were a year ago or 2 years ago. It feels like they announced the final season that it's ending, and for some reason, everybody just kind of didn't care after that or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it lost momentum because of the shutdowns and lockdowns. But if they lock the states down again, then I wouldn't even be surprised if the final season had to be delayed too or something. Maybe it won't be in 2022 if they have to lock it down again. But I hope that they can finish filming without a lockdown, and that'll be okay. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Ozzy says, Trev, we should do more alien content. It's fun as F. Yeah, we should do more. I agree, Ozzy. We will do more alien stuff. I promise you. We will. Maybe we can review some alien movies and stuff. Those are fun too. And we can go into the background more, Roswell and stuff like that, and look at some different sides of that. Should be fun. Ed says, not even out in the UK. These global releases are effed. What do you mean, Ed? I lost you there. Not even out in the UK. I'm not sure what you meant there. I said a bunch of stuff there. I'm not sure, what you meant. Susan says, if lockdowns happen again in America, I believe people will push back. I think they're ready for that. Yeah, I think they're ready for the pushback. And they can probably handle it. Yeah, they're mad at Texas and Florida. Right. Yeah, they're really mad about it, Susan. They don't want to let them just, it's tricky to say, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get involved, you know what I mean? Because it's crazy stuff. But, yeah, it's just a lot of, again, like I said, land of confusion. It's just a lot of craziness, man. And what's true, what's not, what's made up, what stats are correct, what stats are either lies or false positives or nonsense. it's just absolute craziness as far as I can see, and very difficult to narrow down to what's going on exactly. But from a top high level, if you're going to switch the world to communism, you kind of have to do that, right? But if people get the thing, even then, you can't really just, let it all go back to how it was if you're going to change it further. And it sounds like the World Economic Forum wants to do that if you read Klaus's books. So I don't think I don't think no matter what people do, it's really going to go back. Really, I really don't think so. No, don't think so. Okay, what else did you say here? Walking Dead is on Disney in the UK. We don't get it until the 23rd earliest. Oh, I see. So where you are, you don't get it yet, is what you're saying. Yeah, got it. Okay, let's see. Ronald says, well, people watching AMC Plus now, probably 3 to 4 million. I don't know if there's that many now, Ronald. Do you think there's 3 million people on AMC Plus right now? I don't know if there's that many. I'm not sure. Maybe there are, because it costs a lot to do the show. So I guess there would have to be at least 1 million. I don't know what their AMC Plus numbers look like. I really don't. But, I haven't seen them published recently. But, yeah, I'm not a shareholder in AMC or anything. I do all these videos for AMC and for the show. I wouldn't want to also become a shareholder too. But, yeah, I don't know what their numbers look like or anything also. Yeah. Dev says, I think we need to get people, get a petition started to get Trev a cameo and one of the recommend. Yeah, that's okay, Dev. We're not gonna do that stuff. I'm not really interested in that. I'm just interested in seeing a fun ending to the series. That's basically it. Yeah, Webb, I agree with you too, man. I'm the same way. I accept it. It's cool. It's gonna happen, and there's not much anything you can really do about it. There really isn't. I don't think. So, yeah. Okay, Zemi says, Reedus seems very let down about filming while TS19 on his last interviews. Seems like he's done with Walking Dead universe in case of any spin-offs. Well, he's done a lot for us, Zemi. Like, I appreciate everything that Norman Reedus has done, and Melissa McBride, everybody too, all the others, Christian, everybody. Everything they've all done, Josh and everybody, like, they've done an amazing job for us, Kari and the others over the years, and Angela and Scott and everybody. They've done a great job for all of us, and everybody else who's, all the unsung heroes who are involved with the show since the beginning, camera people and everybody. It's awesome stuff, and I appreciate them finishing it off in a good way, and I hope to see something from the movies. But we also have to see how much fan demand is there. We have to see how many people are interested, and if there aren't that many people interested in Walking Dead anymore, then they don't have much choice. Like, they kind of have to end it, right? Like, if they know their subscription numbers are going down or something, they don't have a lot of choice, man. They kind of have to do what makes sense. So, that's what it is. Yep. So, yeah, and even WebSoak, even in the future, you won't have Walking Dead either, too, right? Yeah. So even that won't be around. Okay, guys, let's wrap for tonight. And I want to thank you guys for joining. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys back again soon. Yeah, new Walking Dead video probably in the next couple of days. That'll be it for this one, guys. See you again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev.